To start, could you please introduce yourself and share a bit about your background and experience in this field?
Sure. Bryan Hauschild, originally out of Dumont, Minnesota. Grew up on a dairy farm there. Always had an interest in egg aviation, and my dad was good friends with the local aerial applicator, probably how I got into this industry. Graduated high school, went to the University of Minnesota Crookston in their egg aviation program, and been doing it ever since. And that was 1976 was the first year I helped being the flagman for local aerial sprayer. And I think 1981 was my first year in a spray plane, steerman actually. So I got to fly the steerman. In 1992, I believe, I started my own business with a leased Cessna Husky, egg Husky. And then I went on to buy an egg cat in, I think, 92 or 94, I think. Had that business for 19 years, and then I started flying turbines for a company because they were looking for higher time pilots to fly the turbines. And now I'm chief test pilot at Air Tractor. I started there April 23.
Small drones have shown their value in specific agricultural tasks, but are not yet capable of covering the large areas typically managed by agricultural aviation. Additionally, concerns about safety and adherence to standard procedures among some drone adopters persist. What are your thoughts on these challenges and how can the industry address them?
I think there's a very small niche for them. Spot spraying, possibly. Like in Minnesota, one area that I think of is like the cocklebur will come up later in the drowned out areas, and I think that'd be a great niche for them. I believe the NAAA once figured out it would take like $36 million for automated aircraft to do what a $2 million aircraft does nowadays. So in my lifetime, I don't see that as possibility, and the economics of it is just too much, I think. But challenges, I think the drone industry has the challenge to make it or break it in our industry.
As the industry evolves, larger drones are being developed, raising questions about cost effectiveness and their potential to replace pilots. What do you believe is the best way to balance innovation with preserving pilot roles and ensuring the cultural acceptance of these advancements among farmers and operators?
Once again, I think the challenge is going to be with the drone non-piloted aircraft, because there's so many variables that can come up instantaneously, like a deer jumping out in front of you, or wild waterfowl. That's been my experience. I think they're going to have some kind of obstacle recognition to actually work in our industry. I don't know that. I don't foresee any future for them because you need that instantaneous reaction time. I think they'll have a lot of troubles with flight into obstacles or flight into terrain, that kind of stuff. For instance, I did a field in northwest Minnesota, and up there it's flat as a tabletop, but as I was going along, there was a slight rise in the field that I didn't notice and my wheels hit. You know, even the pilot didn't notice that. I don't think drone capabilities would know that unless there's a intense mapping of that field or any field that they go into. I guess that's a possibility, but I think it can be done, but cost effectiveness would be the hurdle. And then being able to charge my customer enough to cover that, that's a tough hurdle.
When it comes to traditional spraying aircraft like air tractor, thrush aircraft, or Embraer models, what small but important improvements do you think should be implemented to enhance pilot safety and increase application efficiency?
Well, this started before I even thought of the idea, but I think a like an automatic pilot that controls the rudder only, I think would be very useful if it could be interfaced with the sat lock. So the sat lock would say you're left or right of course, and if the rudder can control that, and the pilot would continue to control roll, which in a low level wings level environment, we're using the rudder a lot anyway. Um, Also, if you're doing dry work at a higher altitude and it's more critical to be right on the line, I think that would be something I would want to purchase or buy and use in my planes. But um, it'd make you a more precise application.